Greetings, folks. So I was gonna wait till tomorrow to make this video, but I have a lot of thoughts in my head and I would like to express them. There was a video I made earlier today in regards to Tomb Raider, which was mostly just meant to poke fun at, some of the hatred and animosity that some OG Tomb Raider fans have towards the reboots. In, a fun and lighthearted manner. But I don't know, a comment that my friend on YouTube, who is like a massive Tomb Raider fan by the name of Kitty Mauser Gaming, there's your name drop, got me thinking that that video might have missed its mark on what it was trying to accomplish. So I'd just like to clear the air a bit. Now, I don't necessarily think she was mad at me, well, except maybe for calling her out without name dropping. It was probably more so just a passionate Tomb Raider fan speaking her mind, which I'm, more than okay with, and I am very open to opposing opinions, and I ain't gonna judge anybody. And if somebody wants to call me out for something I say out of ignorance, feel free. I'm all for it. And yeah, maybe you can smarten my dumb ass up. But it did make me realize that that video can probably be very easily misinterpreted and taken in a way that makes it seem like I'm attacking OG Tomb Raider fans for having an opinion, which, I mean, I don't want anybody to attack me for having an opinion, so if anybody thinks I'm attacking them for having an opinion, I ain't that kind of person, okay? So I just want to get that out of the way right fucking now. Now, on to the discussion at hand. So my first game console that I ever owned was a PS1, and one of the first games for it was the original Tomb Raider. I could just never get very far in it because I didn't have a memory card, and when I was finally able to save my progress in Tomb Raider, which wasn't until I got a PS3, which had, internal PS1 storage, and by that point, I was just sick of playing it. I couldn't, get into it anymore, which is a shame, because it is a good game, and I could definitely see the appeal, right? And I've actually tried out all of the PS1 games, trying desperately to get into them, because it was a series I really wanted to get into, and, believe it or not, I grew up on the Tomb Raider movie with Angelina Jolie, and that was, one of my favorite movies as a kid. Now, maybe there's some Tomb Raider fans that don't even like that, which understandable, and most video game movies totally miss the mark. Fully understand. I found it entertaining, but if you didn't, whatever. I don't give a shit. You have your opinions, I have mine. And the second Tomb Raider game I ever attempted to play was Tomb Raider Anniversary, which is more or less a remake of the first game. And I thought I struck gold with that one because I was really, really enjoying it, but then I got to a boss that I just could not fucking beat for the life of me. And then eventually my PSP stopped working, so I couldn't even fucking play the game anymore. And I'm like, well, that's great. What a life. I did get to play Tomb Raider Anniversary again, though, via the trilogy, and now it's actually my favorite Tomb Raider game of all time. I even managed to finish it, but we'll get to that. So there I was, playing every Tomb Raider game I could find, trying desperately to find one I could actually get into, and I just could not find one I could get into, and I was almost losing hope. I'm like, okay, maybe Tomb Raider just isn't the series for me, and I need to just fucking accept that. But then I played Tomb Raider 2013, and that was the game that got me into the series. So, I guess the reason I have such a connection to that game and such a fondness for that game is because it got me into a series that at one point I couldn't previously get into. And it actually led me to play Tomb Raider Trilogy, and I was able to replay Anniversary, actually beat it, enjoyed the ever-living hell out of it. I played Legends, loved that, and Underworld. That's what that one's called, right? Tomb Raider Underworld? Think so. Played that one, loved that one as well. And in that previous video, it might have came off like I was insulting OG Lara, which, no, not at all. I actually really like that character, and as far as like the, I guess, first set of reboots, which is, what that PS2 trilogy is more or less considered, that's actually my favorite version of Lara, hands the fuck down. Now, for most people, it would probably be the PS1 version of Lara, which I don't know how accurate the PS2 era Lara is to the PS1 era Lara. And I'm not even talking about Angel of Darkness Lara. From what I played that game, Angel of Darkness Lara is kind of a fucking bitch. I don't know what crawled up her ass and died, but she is just a bitch to everyone in that game, so get that the fuck out of here. But like Legends and onward, Legends Anniversary, Underworld, that Lara, I don't know how she compares to the PS1 Lara, since I didn't really play enough of the OG Tomb Raider games to really get a grasp of how that character is. So a lot of this is probably just me talking out of my ass, but I enjoyed the PS2 Lara a lot. Now we move on to the reboot Lara Croft, who is the newest iteration of Lara Croft, who some OG Tomb Raider fans utterly despise. Now, I described the more modern Lara as being more human, and the way I said that made it seem like that version of Lara was superior in my opinion, which, nah, not really. I don't mind her, and I don't see her as, the whiny bitch that some OG Tomb Raider fans might see her as. But she's definitely a lot different from her OG counterpart, and I can see how a lot of OG fans would be thrown off by that, and even I was kind of thrown off by that part in Tomb Raider 2013 where she said she doesn't like tombs. I'm like, the fuck? The Tomb Raider doesn't like tombs. Are you fucking kidding me? What is this happy horse shit? Also, I still stand by, the gameplay side of things, and, I think, I still think the games are great, but my favorite Tomb Raider games are still definitely Anniversary, Legends, Underworld, but the newer ones, I still like the gameplay quite a bit. Weirdest thing, though, is that raiding tombs is entirely optional. At least in, Tomb Raider 2013. I did all the optional tombs because I'm like, the idea of playing a Tomb Raider game without raiding tombs just feels fucking off to me. And this is coming from someone who isn't even necessarily a hardcore fan of the originals, but it's called Tomb Raider. Raid some fucking tombs. Raid some tombs, bitch. Just do it. I don't care if you like tombs or not. You're a fucking Tomb Raider. Raid a goddamn tomb. You whore. But I guess one thing it comes down to, and I don't want to make it sound like I'm special or anything, but I'm a little bit different in the fact that I view games in a somewhat different way. What I mean by that is, I find a lot of bad games to be good from a certain point of view, if you will. Like, I enjoy Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, even though a lot of other people fucking hate it, because I think it's a fun game. Is it a good Banjo game? Probably not, because it's barely a Banjo game at all, but it is a fun game. And that's how I feel about the modern Tomb Raider games, is they are fun games. I don't really care how they compare to the OG Tomb Raiders, so long as they're fun games. But I can understand the disappointment. Anyway, I think that'll about do it for the video. I think I've said just about all I need to say. I apologize if this video came off somewhat rambly. That's just kind of how I express my opinions. And I get this was kind of a pointless video to make, especially since it's probably not even going to get that many views, but a lot of what Kitty Mouser said just really inspired me to make a more serious video on this topic, instead of being a fucking troll, because I realize there's a lot of passionate Tomb Raider fans out there, and some of them are probably gonna misunderstand a lot of what I said and be like, you're a fucking retard. And hey, I get it. Trust me, I do, but anyway, video's over. Have a good one. This is Gothic Gaming Geek signing out. Peace.